What if I told you two people, same job, same salary, same years of work, could retire with social security checks that are over $2,000 a month apart? Same person, same work history, thousands of dollars difference every single month for the rest of their lives. That's not a mistake. That's not a glitch in the system. That is a decision, a few decisions, actually. And most people make them without fully understanding the math behind them. Today, we're going to talk about what it actually takes to land a $3,500 a month Social Security benefit. And more importantly, how close you might already be without even knowing it. My name is Rip. Welcome back to Rip Talks Money. As always, hit that thumbs up button. It's a brand new channel. The more likes we get, the more that YouTube will help us grow. So let's kick it off. Most people assume Social Security is simple, right? You work, you pay in, you get a check. But the way it actually calculates your benefit, well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. And understanding it is the first step to maximizing what you get. So here's how it works. Social Security looks at your 35 highest earning years. It adjusts those earnings for inflation. It then adds them up and divides by 420. That's 35 years times 12 months to get what you called an AIM, your averaged index monthly earnings. That's your foundation number. Then what it does is that it runs that number through a formula with what are called bend points. Now for 2026, the bend points are 1,286 and 7,749. Now here's what that means in plain English. On the first $1,286 of your AIM, you get 90 cents back for every dollar. On the amount from 1,286 all the way up to 7,749, you get 32 cents back. On average, anything above that $7,749 threshold, you get 15 cents back. Now, the system is progressive by design. It's generous to your lower earners, and it rewards your higher earners less and less as your income climbs, which means chasing a bigger salary, it doesn't always mean you're gonna get a bigger check. What matters more is working long enough, earning constantly, and critically, when you actually claim it. Now, the claiming decision is the most powerful lever you have. Here's the single biggest factor in your benefit amount. When you walk up to the window and you say, I'm ready, with a big old smile on your face, your full retirement age for most people watching this, it's 67, right? That's your baseline. You're 100%. If you claim at 62, Social Security, they cut your benefits by about 30%. Not temporarily, we're talking permanently for the rest of your life. If you wait until 70, you earn what are called delayed retirement credits. It's 8% per year above your full retirement age benefit. Now, that's a 24% bonus on top of your baseline. So the spread here is absolutely enormous. For someone with a full retirement age, the benefit of $3,000 a month claiming at 62, it gets them about 2,100 bucks. Waiting until 70, it gets them about $3,720. Same person, right? Same work history, $1,600 a month apart, every month for life. That's a big chunk. That's not just money, folks. That is inflation adjusted, guaranteed income that keeps coming in no matter how long you live. Social Security is the only check in most people's retirement that does that. So, what level income gets you that $3,500 a month? Let's talk about it. The honest answer, It depends on both your lifetime income and your claiming age. Let me walk you through the rough numbers. At full retirement age, so 67, you generally need an average lifetime income somewhere around 100 to 110,000 per year to land close to that 33 to $3,500 a month check. Now, if your income was closer to 75,000, you're looking at roughly about $2,700 a month at 67. And $125,000 a year, you're looking at $3,600 a month. But here's the thing about this. Claiming age changes everything. Someone who's earning $75,000 a year who waits until 70, they could land around $3,400 a month. That's almost identical to someone who was earning $100K who claimed at 67. Patience is worth 6 figures of salary. Let that sink in for a second. And if you have a year with zero income or even a low earning year in your 35-year window, that pulls your average down. Every low year drags your aim and your benefit with it. It's one underrated move. If you're still working and have a low earning year from early in your career sitting in your record, replacing it with a higher earning year, it can now quietly bump up your benefits. Now, here's the 5-year window that changes everything. There's a stretch of time that matters more than almost any other when it comes to your Social Security benefit. The 5 years before you claim. This is when most of the key decisions, they just start to stack up, right? Are you still working? What's your income? Are you replacing any low earning years in your 35-year record? Are you running the numbers on when to claim? Are you thinking about Medicare? Because, hey, that factors in as well. Here's one thing that most people don't realize. The bend points, the formula. They're locked in based on the year you turn 62, not when you claim. So the income calculation and the claiming decisions are actually two separate levels. You can optimize them independently though. Practically speaking, this means you could stop working at 63, let your record lock in, then choose to delay claiming until 67 or 70 to capture those extra credits. The two decisions, they don't have to happen at the same moment. And here's something also worth knowing here. If you have a spouse, you need to be thinking about this as a household, not just as an individual. A spousal benefit, it can be up to 50% of the high earners full retirement age benefit. And survivor benefit, so if one spouse passes, the surviving spouse keeps the higher of the two checks. I bet you didn't know that. So the decision about when the higher earner claims isn't just about them. It's a long-term household income decision. Now, here are 3 moves that can boost your benefit. Pay attention to these. What are the actual levels you can pull? Move number 1, fill in your 35-year record. If you haven't worked 35 years, 0 are sitting in your average. Every 0, it pulls your aim down. So working a few extra years, even part-time, to replace zeros with actual income, that can meaningfully increase your benefit. Move number 2, delay claiming, even if it's by a year or 2. You don't have to wait all the way to 70 to capture value. Every year you delay past your full retirement age, it adds roughly 8%. Even one extra year from 67 to 68, that could be $200 to $300 more per month for life. And compounding over a 20-year retirement, we're talking about real money, folks. Move number 3, check your Social Security statement for errors. You can go to the SSA.gov. You can pull your earnings record. Look, errors happen. A year that didn't post correctly, a name mismatch, a missing W-2 from an old job, any of these can quietly reduce your benefit. Catching an error now before you claim, it's easy to fix. But if you catch it after, it is much harder to fix. $3,500 a month from Social Security. It's not some pipe dream number. For a lot of people watching this, it's achievable with the right income history and the right claiming strategies. And for others, the gap is smaller than you think. The biggest mistake people make is treating this decision like an afterthought, something to figure out weeks before they retire. This is probably one of the most important financial decisions of your life. It deserves some real thought. If this helped you understand the system a little better, hey, give it a like. It generally helps out this channel get more reach, especially because it's so new. Drop a comment down below and tell me, what is your current plan for when you claim? I read all the comments down there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss the next video. Remember, every Monday, Thursday is the new release schedule. And as always, not a financial advisor. Everything on this channel, it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please consult a licensed professional for advice specific to your situation. I'm Rip, and I'll see all y'all on the next one.